Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. As you can see right here on my desktop, I have the latest video by Cleanprincegaming. I watched this video last night, and I know that a lot of you guys are going to think, Rurikhan, you're just jumping on that Cleanprincegaming haters bandwagon. And I must admit, when I watched this video last night, I was extremely tempted to just do the whole play-by-play thing of playing the video and counteracting a lot of the arguments that he made throughout his video and criticizing a lot of his stances on some of the things that he has done in the past. But I don't really think that that was going to be particularly constructive. So instead, I actually figured that this would be a good opportunity for me to talk about what I believe to be a bigger problem here on YouTube. And Cleanprincegaming's video just gave me a good opportunity to address that. So some of you guys might be wondering why Cleanprincegaming made this video. The reason he did it is because he received quite a bit of backlash on his Spider-Man downgrade video, which if we go over here to his channel, you can see the not so simple Spider-Man downgrade. Now, I am extremely sleep deprived, so I tend to forget things quite a bit. I watched this video when he put it out, and I want to say that the title was not like this. Right now the title is The Spider-Man Downgrade Isn't a Huge Deal, which is weird, especially because we are going to watch a little bit of this video to put things into context, but it's weird that the title is like this once you guys hear some of the audio of this video. I want to say that the title was different. It doesn't matter. But basically it seems that he's trying to apologize for having done this video because he was wrong about a lot of the stuff that he has said. So let's first go into the Spider-Man video. I have a timestamp here, and let me just play this for you guys a little bit so that you get his stance when he created this video.
So let's start with, I think, the most dominant thing happening in gaming right this second, the thing that most people are talking about, the thing you're seeing on Twitter every 10 seconds, the thing you're seeing all over outlets and forums and blogs. We got a much better look at the final version of Insomniac's Spider-Man game.
Okay, so first, I want to make sure that you understand a much better look at the final version of the Spider-Man game, because that's going to come into play later. But also, pay attention to the fact that he's talking about everything that everyone is talking about on Twitter and on websites and all this other stuff.
And something immediately caught the attention of literally everyone that's seen the trailers, seen the gameplay, and then seen the final release product. And it's that Spider-Man got hit with a pretty heavy downgrade.
I want you to pay attention to this next part, okay? Because he's going to be claiming a lot of this stuff like a pretty heavy downgrade. He says Spider-Man got hit. Like, he's presenting this stuff as fact, which is really frustrating for me. But look at the stuff that he's going to go next, because he's going to go into great detail.
And when I say heavy, I mean like a really drastic downgrade. Like, if you look at the trailer footage and the gameplay footage, you have much more dynamic lighting, you have much more dynamic water effects, you have better coloring, better shading. I mean, even just in terms of sheer graphical fidelity, it looks significantly superior to what we got with the final product. In fact, it's close to as bad of a downgrade as the thing that started this downgrade trend in the first place, which was Watch Dogs.
It's as close to a downgrade as Watch Dogs. Like, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that in this video, he mentions that final version, and he's talking about specific things like dynamic lighting and, graphical fidelity and so on and so forth, and reflections. And what frustrates me about this is that I know why he's talking about this. I know why he's reporting it this way in this video, because at this time, this was the popular opinion. Because it is extremely popular on YouTube to be negative towards video games. I'm not even kidding you. As a matter of fact, it's extremely popular on YouTube to be negative against anything. It's extremely popular on YouTube to be controversial for the sake of controversy, which is something that, in my opinion, Cleanprincegaming definitely does. And we will talk about that a little bit further on. Again, I don't want to focus too much on Cleanprincegaming, but he is an example which a lot of people are following on YouTube, in which is they just look for the most popular thing to talk about, and they talk about that popular thing by providing the most popular opinion, which basically makes them correct 90% of the time. The problem arises when the most popular opinion is not the correct one, which actually happens quite often, and the immediate backlash shows up, as you guys can see right here. 3.3K likes to 7.2K dislikes. Because when this video came out, the like to dislike ratio was not like this. It was quite the opposite. There were way more likes than dislikes. The problem is that after this video came out, and this video came out on September 2nd, I would assume that on September the 4th, which is when people started posting actual gameplay of Spider-Man, that's when shit started hitting the fan for him, because essentially people were like, oh, there actually wasn't a downgrade. This was just, you're just full of shit in this particular video. And I'm using him as an example because there were God knows how many other YouTubers talking about this from the point of like, oh man, massive downgrade, man, fuck Insomniac Games, man, friggin' what the hell are they doing, man? And it pisses me off so much because here's the thing. Video published on September the 2nd, and you clearly heard him say the final version of the game. According to the embargo that I received, because I did have a review copy of the game, and I'm not saying this to brag, I'm just saying because I knew the embargo date, which was the 4th of September. No footage should have been posted online before the 4th of September. It just shouldn't have happened because, again, there was an embargo in place. So either someone broke the embargo to reveal earlier gameplay, or the footage that people were reporting on was not actually the final version of Spider-Man. Either way, it was wrong for people to just completely jump on this bandwagon of hating on Spider-Man. And it is something that a lot of YouTubers are doing, and it's extremely frustrating because it's like, I'm trying to actually inform people of interesting things and give my take on interesting things. And it almost seems like in order for you to be successful on YouTube, it's like, no. You don't need to report on the things that you like, because nobody cares about that. You need to report on the things that are the most controversial at that time. That's what you got to do in order to survive on this platform. And it is frustrating beyond, like, when you are trying to actually do something that is constructive, when you're trying to actually talk about things that you are passionate about, but the website will not promote it. The website will promote things that are controversial. The website will promote things that will drive people to rage and just spam comments and stuff. Like, I had people rage on the video that I did, which I called #Puddlegate, making fun of all these allegations about how the game was massively downgraded. I made a video talking about that. And I said that I thought that it was an exaggeration. I don't even remember exactly what I said, but basically I was saying, look, downgrade, no downgrade. It's not as big of a deal as everybody is making it out to be. Turns out, with the final version of the game, there actually was no downgrade. There was an artistic decision to change the way the texture of the suit worked so that it wasn't as reflective, and it was probably done to balance out the different materials of different suits, because there's a suit that's black and yellow, and that one reflects even more than the reflections that you see in that trailer that people did the whole screenshot comparison to. But of course, taking the balanced approach, being reasonable about the content that you're creating on YouTube, is not going to create controversy, is not going to generate clicks, and therefore it is not going to get you as much ad revenue. Being reasonable is not a profitable thing on this platform. But anyway, let's continue. So he did this video, and then he received a bunch of backlash, and then he did this other video where he's basically apologizing for it. He's very sorry. And I gotta be honest, I don't even think that you should have put this video up like Cleanprincegaming, because like in this video, you are so nervous that I was wondering if you were like, if you did any kind of drugs before it or something, like, because you're just like, you're pacing, you're going back and forth, you're just like, it almost seems like you were having a breakdown, dude. Like, relax. Having a video that is super dislike is not that big of a deal. But you should own up to the fact that you do like doing all of this controversial stuff, because, I mean, let's look at your videos here. I want to go back a little bit because, I mean, even the thumbnails, which Downward Thrust pretty much copied Cleanprincegaming's thumbnails. Like, don't even tell me he didn't, because I remember I watched a couple of Downward Thrust videos a long time ago, and then I watched Cleanprincegaming, and then suddenly I was like, wait a minute. I remember clicking on a downward thrust video thinking it was Clean Prince Gaming, and I was confused. I was like, what the hell? Because he just straight up ripped off Clean Prince Gaming's thumbnails, which I thought was hilarious. But anyways, so here's the thing, right? The reason why I'm disappointed in Clean Prince Gaming is that he flip-flops his opinion to whatever's most popular. So for instance, tables have turned, Xbox One. The Xbox One has one thing going for it. This is a video where he's extremely positive about the Xbox One X. Because like, oh man, Xbox One X, man, they're really bringing it. It's really cool, really awesome. You fast forward a couple of months and you get, where is it? I'm done with Xbox. Well, what happened? What the fuck happened? And basically in this video, he's just like, dude, like Xbox fucking sucks. So it's like you have one video here where Xbox is great. Then you have another video a couple of months later where Xbox fucking sucks. And then he does the same thing for a bunch of games. Like right here, you have a video where he says, I was very wrong about Monster Hunter World. And I believe he made a video where he said that he didn't like a lot of the things about Monster Hunter World. But I couldn't find that video anymore, so I don't know if he took it down or what the deal is. But eventually, a couple of months later, he's like, oh man, I was so wrong. Monster Hunter World is fucking amazing. And like this, he does this for a lot of other games. So like, for instance, there's, I was very wrong about Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is amazing. And then a couple of months later, the murder of Sea of Thieves. I thought it was amazing. What the fuck happened? But again, I'm doing this, and a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, it's just Rurikhan, you're just like hating on Clean Prince Gaming. No. I understand what he's doing. I can even respect what he's doing to a certain point. It's just frustrating because a lot of successful YouTubers are doing this, which is they ride that popular opinion. And as that popular opinion changes, so does theirs. That's just how it goes. Like, for instance, a lot of people hated No Man's Sky back when it was released. Probably he will have videos in here talking about how No Man's Sky was a piece of shit when it was released, right? If you go back and watch my videos, I was like, no, I actually like No Man's Sky. I think it's a fun game. I don't think it's all that they promised, but I like No Man's Sky. Then a couple of months later when they did the whole No Man's Sky thing next and whatnot, he comes back and is like, oh man, No Man's Sky is fucking amazing now. I mean, he's talking about this should have failed, No Man's Sky. And a lot of people come back around and are like, oh, No Man's Sky is amazing. And what I have to say is like, No Man's Sky, they've added a lot of content, but the core of the game didn't change that much. You're still mining for the materials. It's still a big grind for materials. It didn't really change all that much. You're still trying to get a big spaceship with a lot of slots. There's more content there, sure, but the core loop, it has changed. There is a little bit more structure to it, but it hasn't changed that significantly, in my opinion. I liked the game back then. I like the game even more now. That's it. But a lot of people, they flip-flop their opinions just like constantly. It's like, oh man, and understand, I change my opinion on stuff as well. But my opinion doesn't necessarily change because something becomes popular all of a sudden. And that takes us to the Division video as well, which is he made this video about the Division, which now has a couple of more dislikes than normal, and he's received a little bit of backlash on this video as well, because a YouTuber named Marco Style, whom I've met, is a really great guy, he basically dedicates himself to talking about the Division. And when he saw Clean Prince Gaming's video on the Division, which was completely wrong, apparently I don't play that much Division nowadays, so I can't really comment too much on it, but apparently this video by Clean Prince Gaming had a lot of things wrong, and Marco Style corrected him on it. And then he goes on to this video and he says, I'll never make a video responding to someone. And then he kind of does a play-by-play responding to a lot of Marco Style's criticism of his previous video. And this just kind of highlights the nature of a lot of his content, which again is extremely frustrating, which is he'll say, I'm gonna do this. And then he does the thing that he said exactly that he wouldn't do. So right now he's saying in this video, I'm going to be doing a lot more research into the games that I play. I'm going to be playing a lot more of these games in order to formulate a proper opinion on it. It's like, dude, it's impossible. The games that you are covering, it is impossible. What are you going to do? You're going to do deep coverage of Cyberpunk 2077? Do you have any idea how many hours that is going to take? You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to do what? Deep coverage on Overwatch? How many hours would you have to dedicate to actually put out the type of essay videos that you do on Overwatch whilst actually having proper knowledge of the game? You know, are you going to do the same for Battlefield 5? Are you going to play hours and hours of Battlefield 5? You going to do the same for Assassin's Creed Odyssey? For Minecraft? No Man's Sky? The murder of Metal Gear Solid? Fortnite has failed, the most popular game in the fucking world right now. It's failed. Dude, it doesn't matter what happens to Fortnite. You can never say that Fortnite has failed. You can never say that the game that achieved the status of most popular game in the world ever has failed. I don't even like Fortnite. I'll be honest, I don't even like Fortnite, but I'm never going to say that Fortnite has failed. Fortnite is massively successful. How is Fortnite failing? Oh, wait, you're talking about the Save the World mode. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. See, that is misleading as fuck. You put in Fortnite failed. That is the most clickbaity shit you could do. Fortnite failed, and then you're talking about Save the World, because a lot of people don't even know what Fortnite Save the World is. I mean, come on, dude. And again, I'm saying this to Clean Prince Gaming, but this can be applied to like 70% of channels on YouTube that are doing this exact style of content. Like, you're never going to be able to cover these games as deeply as you want, which is why I am covering a lot less games nowadays, and I'm reducing the number of games that I'm covering, specifically because I want to actually focus and know a lot more about the games that I'm passionate about, as opposed to like having this scattershot approach of playing everything. And bear this in mind, I do a lot of first impression videos, which these are videos where I'll play a game for like 10 hours, then I'll give you my thoughts on it. But I mean, those videos are very well labeled as first impressions. It's like, hey, I play a little bit of this game, here's what I think about it. Whereas whenever you do an essay, you speak with the confidence of someone that has put ridiculous amounts of hours into a game. Everybody is doing this. That's the part that frustrates me. And I really wish that people would just like have their own opinions and talk about their own opinions, because that's what's cool about this platform, is when people have their opinions and passionate opinions and they talk about them. See, that is what I find cool, not just chasing down controversy. But unfortunately, as we have seen and as you can see by other gaming channels, if you have your own opinion, and if you are passionate about something, and if you actually want to talk about stuff that you like and you want to be positive, that's not popular. What's popular is doing this, is doing what Jim Sterling does, of just like completely thrashing on every fucking game under the sun. Being negative is what's profitable. Being negative is what gets you that ad revenue, because people love to revel in the negativity, being controversial, taking a dump on games. That's what matters. Which I really wish we could go back to, like, actually highlighting the good instead of just constantly focusing on the bad. But maybe that's just me. What do you guys think about this whole fucked up situation? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys enjoy my videos, consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and the bell icon if you actually want to get notifications. Here's 2 video suggestions that you guys might enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.